5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. Joint Parliamentary Committee is an investigative body created within a national legislature when the need arises for a detailed and impartial examination of issues that have wide public significance. It is generally formed when ordinary parliamentary mechanisms such as regular standing committees or routine debates are considered insufficient for the depth and scale of inquiry that is required. This committee reflects the collective will of a democratic legislature to scrutinize matters closely, gather evidence thoroughly and present findings that can guide future policy, promote transparency and strengthen public confidence in the functioning of representative institutions. The establishment of such a committee usually follows intense national discussion or widespread concern over a particular issue. When the legislature agrees that the matter deserves special attention, it passes a resolution for the creation of the committee. This resolution defines the subject that the committee must examine and the scope of its authority. Once it is formed, the committee draws members from both chambers of the legislature wherever a bicameral structure exists. These members represent various political groups and factions, ensuring that the committee reflects a balanced perspective rather than the viewpoint of a single political side. This inclusiveness is essential because the committee's conclusions carry greater moral and political weight when they emerge from collective deliberation rather than partisan alignment. Joint Parliamentary Committee functions as an investigative mechanism with the power to summon officials, experts and citizens who may possess relevant knowledge. It can call for documents, records and other forms of evidence needed to form an accurate understanding of the matter under scrutiny. The committee conducts hearings that may extend over a considerable period, allowing it to analyze every facet of the case before it. These hearings are usually structured in a way that encourages detailed questioning and thoughtful discussion. Members of the committee question witnesses, seek clarifications, and explore alternative viewpoints. The purpose of forming such a committee is not merely to identify wrongdoing or find fault. Its broader objective is to study the background and causes of the issue and propose measures that can prevent similar situations from arising in the future. The committee may also help in identifying gaps in existing laws, administrative weaknesses or procedural shortcomings that require attention. By doing so, it contributes to institutional learning and reform. Its work therefore strengthens the pillars of accountability and transparency that are fundamental to any vibrant democratic system. The final product of the committee's efforts is a comprehensive report. This report contains a detailed description of the issue, a summary of the evidence collected, an examination of relevant administrative and legal frameworks and recommendations for corrective or preventive measures. Once the report is presented before the legislature, it becomes part of the official records and can influence public debate, legislation, and administrative action. Although the recommendations of the committee are not legally binding, they carry significant persuasive authority because they are backed by the collective judgment of a multi-party parliamentary body. The functioning of the committee is affected by various challenges as well. Since its members belong to different political groups, disagreements can arise about the direction of the investigation or the interpretation of evidence. These differences may sometimes influence the content of the final report, especially when a consensus is difficult to achieve. Even so, the committee usually seeks to present a unified conclusion or at least include dissenting views in a manner that does not dilute the overall integrity of the findings. The presence of diverse political voices, even when they disagree, enhances the credibility of the investigative process by ensuring that no single viewpoint dominates the inquiry. Another challenge is the time-consuming nature of the work. The issues referred to a committee of this nature are commonly complex. They involve technical knowledge, financial details, administrative mechanisms, and legal considerations. For this reason, members must dedicate significant effort to studying documents, understanding expert testimony, and holding multiple rounds of discussion. This process can stretch over a long period and requires disciplined coordination. Nevertheless, this careful approach ensures that the conclusion is rooted in thorough analysis rather than hasty judgment. Joint Parliamentary Committee occupies a significant place in democratic governance because it symbolizes the commitment of the legislature to uphold public accountability. When citizens feel that an issue affecting the nation is being examined fairly and transparently, their trust in public institutions grows stronger. The committee's work thus contributes to social harmony by preventing rumors, speculation, and mistrust. It offers a forum where facts are evaluated objectively and recommendations are made for the collective good. This committee also plays an educational role. The hearings and discussions often illuminate aspects of governance, administration, and law that the general public may not be familiar with. Through media coverage and public communication, citizens gain insight into the functioning of democratic processes. As a result, the relationship between state institutions and the public becomes more participatory and informed. In this way, the committee strengthens not only the legislative system but the democratic culture as a whole. Although the committee is formed for specific situations, its existence represents a flexible tool within parliamentary practice. Legislatures around the world adopt similar mechanisms under different names and structures, but the underlying purpose remains the same. Democratic systems recognize that extraordinary circumstances require extraordinary scrutiny, and an investigative body that draws its authority from the legislature is often the most credible and legitimate way to ensure that this scrutiny is conducted impartially. Joint Parliamentary Committee therefore stands as an instrument that reinforces democratic ideals. It enables elected representatives to engage in deep investigation, encourages transparency, fosters public trust, and shapes the future course of governance through well-reasoned recommendations. Even though its work may be demanding and its conclusions may sometimes invite debate, the committee remains an important mechanism for preserving the accountability and integrity of public institutions. Through its investigations, dialogues and findings, it contributes to the continuous improvement of administrative systems and reinforces the foundation on which a healthy democratic society rests. Stop.